Hey, everybody. It's Tuesday and we're live. And I have coffee and I have a new mug. So we're going to try this one out because I need my coffee. It's good not. Ron did a good one. So now that I see myself, I realize I didn't go downstairs, finish getting ready, but that's okay. I absolutely love the project we're doing tonight. And I get really excited sometimes. So I'm going to share my screen in a moment. When I share, I can't see comments. I'm going to get the dual screen figured out. I just haven't yet. But follow my thought process. So I love Halloween. Love Halloween, love Halloween. Think it's the best. So I was working on my sliding door, how it has two panes of glass that go. I wanted a design on this side and this side to do. So I chose a skull. That was what I was going to do. Well, then after I thought about it, I was like, I could turn that skull into something for my zip up hoodie. Are you following me? So that's what I did. So I'm going to show something that I usually don't because I've had some people asking about Silhouette. You can do this in other softwares. I just chose to do it in Silhouette. I'm going to show you what I did. Then I'm going to share to another screen and we'll go into cut and stitch. So I see Amy here. I see Reen here. I see Patricia. Everybody. Hey, Jill. And Amy, I feel like you are somewhere tropical again. I remember seeing a pool picture, so I'm jealous as usual. So I'm excited and I'm going to, let's see how everything works. I'm going to share my screen and, ignore my face if because I don't realize I'm in the camera. So I'm going to say share screen and I'm going to go over to my window and I'm going to go to Silhouette. So I have my Silhouette and I'm going to say share. So that's what it looked like when I got finished. But I have one nice and cute and ready for you. So the first thing that I like to do is take this over to a straight edge. So I'm just kind of moving this around to where, let me fix some things there. I had snap on. So I am taking that over to kind of give myself a straight line. Well, if I cut it straight, it's going to cut in that bow. And I really don't want it to cut into the bow. So I'm going to move it over just a smidge like so. And I'm going to cut it straight down. So I just grabbed my knife. And depending on what software you have, if you're using Silhouette, the knife's there. If you're using Leonardo, the knife is there in Pro. But that way you can see, and I'm just going to grab these pieces. And that way, that will be one side of my glass. So I'm going to keep moving that over. And I'm just going to group that together and say group. Let me close that out of the way. And there's a little piece, and I'm going to zoom in so you can see it. That little piece that was right there, I'm just going to delete that. It will not make any difference whatsoever. And I'm going to group my bow pieces. So I'm going to say shift, and I'm going to come around and select the little pieces of the bow. And I'm going to group that. And then I'm going to group my skull. And one of the things right here I don't love, and I'm going to kind of zoom in and show you how that little piece is. So I'm just going to move that over just a smidge. And then I'm going to cut that piece off. And it won't even be noticeable. I'm going to move my knife just a smidge there. I feel like that would give it a little bit cleaner look. There. I got rid of that piece. Now I will group that, and I will group those two together and say group. Now I have this piece. I'm going to take and I want to save it. So I'm going to just say file and copy. I'm going to open up a new page and I'm just going to paste that one there. And then I'm going to name this one, right side of left side, whatever. So save as, save to hard drive. I've already saved this one, so I'm not going to, but I would save it as an item. So I'm going to say save as and cancel that one. Then the other side, I don't need this one anymore. I would save this part. But again, I've already saved that once on my computer doing this. So let's see how this is going. So I'm going to say stop sharing and bring my camera back up. So now we have that cut in half and I have two SVGs to save that. I have a right and a left. So how's everybody following on that so far? We cut it, we have a right and a left. I'm going to now share screen and we're going to go over to cut and stitch and I'm going to convert it to an applique. Whew, I feel like we have gotten so much work done and it's only been 7 minutes since we started. So let's say share screen and go over to my window. And now I'm going to go into my software. So I have saved this before and you can see where I have right side and left side. And I'm going to pull that up. I'll say file and open. And I've saved a zillion things and suddenly I won't be able to find it knowing my luck. Okay, there is my right side. And I'm going to say open. Let's see. Come on, click and open. So now I have one and I'm going to convert this over. Wait a minute. Sorry, wrong one. That's not my SVG. Hold it. Hold it. Let me close this out. See, I should have saved that, I guess. Let me get a new page. I don't want the finished file. I want to bring in my SVG. So let's see where I might have saved that SVG. There's my PES file. Well, maybe I saved it here. Maybe I saved it on a thumb drive. Guess what? I'm going to go back over to Silhouette and save that again. How is it that the best laid plans do not always work? So I'm going to quickly go over to Silhouette and I'll save that file. And I'm going to import that SVG. All because I tried to save a step when I was talking to y'all. So let's go back over and I will save that file as an SVG. And, all because I tried to save a step. And I said camera ready, SVG skull. That way I'll know which one that is. And I will save that. And okay. So that way now, let's try that again, everybody. Let's go to share. And I'll go back over to my embroidery. Technology. So now I'm going to say open. And there is my camera ready skull. So this was the one that we just created. And I have pieces, parts, and I want to turn them into something else. I'm going to turn it into an applique file. So let's get our components ready here. So I have my skull and crossbones, and I'm telling it that I want it to be an applique. I have choices up at the top, what kind of finishing stitch for this. Some of you may not have all of the same. I'm not sure what shows up from other software, but I know vinyl does. So I'm going to say apply. And what happens when you tell it vinyl, it will do this little stitch on the inside that holds that vinyl down. So I really love having that tacked down on the inside of it. It's kind of a trapping stitch. So now I'm going to take my skull and I'm going to tell it applique also. And I'm going to say vinyl and apply. And now I'm going to take my bow parts and let's group those together and group. And now I'll say applique and vinyl and apply. So this now is an applique file. So I would say file, save as, and how I want to save it. And I'm going to say camera ready. That way I know which one that was, and save. So then what do I do? Then I'm just going to take it over to my machine and we're going to stitch it. So, you know, like that happens. So SVG, cut it in half, took it into software. I would do the other side the exact same way. You saw, you know, and it was easier because there wasn't a bow, just the face of the crossbones. So I'm going to switch camera and you can see what it looks like because I haven't even ripped off the vinyl or anything. And here is, I'm going to unzip just to get it a little bit easier there. So this is a zippered black hoodie. So that way you can see. And you can see where I've stitched. And this is white glitter. And I love showing you how easy that is. And then rip. And I use something a little different tonight that I normally do on camera. So that way you can see, look how cute. And then I will press it afterwards. So here is the second side. And there's the skull and the crossbones. I keep sliding this up so that way you can see. This is brick HTV. And I want you can see that it's really a whole lot thicker than the glitter. So you can see this is a lot thicker. I love the color of that brick and I love it with that black. So now you can kind of see, and I just put it right up to my zipper when I was hooping and just moved it, played with my placement just a little. And if it's not absolutely perfect, it's going to be on. No one's going to notice if it's exactly, if I had it off. I got it pretty close. So I covered so much stuff in 15 minutes today. Isn't it amazing sometimes? That was a ton. So now, do I heat press it at the same time? Yes, I will. So heat press isn't on. I wasn't thinking ahead. I will put mine on the heat press with the vinyl down and heat from the back is how I would do that. And I'll do that on both sides. Press one side and then press the other side. And let's see. Now I can look at comments and no one should be that close to me. I agree 100%. No one should stand that close and see if it's cute or not and how close that it is. And I love the way that it's going to that glitter. So here, I'm going to put it on and y'all can tell me how I did. I'm not going to stand up. So look, let me see. And this hoodie, zipped up hoodie, the other day when y'all saw me get the other. So look, that's pretty darn close. So what do you think? Do you love it? Because I love it. And you can tell, look, the tag's still on it. And this came from Sam's. And that little thing will drive me crazy. So I opened the SVG, Terry. I just saw that message that you asked. in there. I just said file open for that SVG. I got that stupid little tag out. I think this is going to be adorable. I do. And I'm very excited about it. So hello to everybody that's watching. I see comments coming in. Thank you for watching on YouTube. And Facebook said it was having some problems tonight with StreamYard. So hopefully everything is going well. And it's good to see Jeanette here. And Jeanette, what time is it for you? You'll have to let us know. And we have people all over tonight. So I appreciate it so much. Some of you I will see again and on Thursday night when we do our scan and cut. I got the design from, so that's okay, Terry. I got the designs from Design Bundles. I believe I have 2 or 3 skull and crossbones because I like them. And I like kind of the girly version of the skull and crossbones. I believe that one came from Design Bundles. And so you can't see them on this side. I did this one in black because I wanted the little eyelash. And this one I did in white because I wanted it to show up more with the bow side. So this one I wanted plain. This one I chose to do that one in black so that it did stick out more. So that was kind of why I did that. And why would I heat press from the back? I don't want the heat pressed on my thread direct because it can melt some of your thread depending on the type of it. And it changes this and not really melts it as much as it changes the sheen and it changes kind of the texture a little bit. So it's kind of melted. So I always just press from the back. That's why. And glow in the dark thread. Oh, Amy, why didn't you tell me that earlier? That would have been just perfect. I have another one of these jackets that I did and I sublimated half of it. And I did use glow in the dark vinyl on that one. So yes, that would have been perfect. And so it's 12:46. Well, thank you for staying up and watching. I appreciate it very, very much. And let's see, will this be available to watch later? Yes, it will. It's always on YouTube. On Facebook in 30 days, it will go away because Facebook has decided it didn't want to play nicely, I believe. So I was, I loved how fast the project was. And I started I did this all this evening right before the live because I like waiting to the last minute, And I did, I pulled in the design, I sliced it, I saved it. I took it to the machine, I lined it up, and I just put my zipper to the very kind of edge of where I knew my line, and I stitched it. So I love how fast that it was. I love that this turned out because see, this to me kind of looks like the guy side. It's just kind of blends. And this, it just screams girl to me. And that's what we can do with software. I talk about it quite a bit because I do love that cut and stitch. And Reen, if you want to throw your website where they could buy cut and stitch, that would be great. You can buy cut and stitch. It's one of my favorite softwares as far as using SVGs that I have billions of and turning those into things like this. So an SVG, and yes, do they probably have this file somewhere? Yes, they do. I'm sure something like it. And if you're a digitizer, you could do that. I am not. And I don't have that type of experience. To me, to be able to just split it and put it on a zip up hoodie, I could take this design, I feel like, and sell it for, $15. And people would do that because I've done the work for them to do that. Thank you, Tammy. for answering that question. So that's just a quick way to show what we can do with our software. And again, I could, take this file and sell it. And who knows, maybe I will. I just might. So everybody, it is what this week? It is Tuesday. And Tuesday is what? Taco Tuesday. We might do something a little different tonight. This is the Warren County Fair. So this week is our fair. We went last night. Ron plays in a band and they played at the grandstand. And so we typically try to go and support local businesses at the fair. And 2 or 3 of them did have tacos. So we could go there for Taco Tuesday. And who knows? So it's this Thursday night is coming up. Somebody said Thursday night. I don't know what it said. And that is the paid for. It's $20. And we're going to do all things vinyl 101. I have sent out invoices to everybody. I am not going to be doing invoices and sending Zoom links on Thursday because I'm busy enough and I don't want somebody sending it 5 minutes till and me trying to get ready. So everything will be through tomorrow night. So if you're interested, you're watching and you didn't know, just send me, I want to join the class email at sostephaniesays.com and I'll send you an invoice. Everybody else should have already received their Zoom link and they should have gotten a free file that I included with that. And Terry, I've already had a caramel apple, but funnel cake will probably be tonight. I have to stretch it out. So tonight might be kettle corn. So, and Lynn, I got your email and I've sent you, and I'll look and see. I won't do everything on here, but I'm excited about Thursday's class because again, we're going to be talking about like all kinds of vinyl and all the different things. So everybody, thank you so much for being here. You can tell when I love a project because I really get excited. Thanks for sharing it with me. And I will see some of you Thursday. And the rest of you, I will see next Tuesday night. And a few of you I'll actually see this weekend because I'm doing a retreat this weekend, Spooky Stitches. So I'll see some people in person. Everybody, I hope you have a great night and I will see everybody soon.